Can you guys hear me? There we go. I don't think everybody could hear me. Is everybody good? I'm sorry. Having some technical difficulties. I think we're good now. So I hope everybody heard me. So my name is David M. Pinkston, but I go by the name of DMP Speaks. I am a speaker and a self-esteem and confidence coach. And hopefully everybody heard me because I something was going on, but we're back online. So tonight we're talking about desire. Okay, and this is the first night of the process of change. We're going to go right on in because the time is getting away from us, but I'm hoping that everybody is doing well. I hope that you are being safe. I hope that your family is being safe. I hope that you're feeling good about yourself. I hope that you feel empowered about yourself, because tonight we're going to talk about this desire and we're going to help one another grow like the way we should. So let's go. So what I like to do, I don't like to just go ahead and talk about what I want to talk about. I like to define it. And when we look at desire, okay, I got this definition, so I want to give this to you really quick, okay? And another thing, if you want to write down some things, please do. I want this to be interactive, but I also want you guys to get something, put something in the chat. You have a question, you got something, put it in the chat. So, definition of desire. This is what I got. So, desire is a strong feeling of wanting to have something or wishing for something to happen. Let me say that again. So, when it comes to the definition of desire, okay, because remember, we're talking about desire of change, right? And this is a process. A person has a strong feeling of wanting to have something or wishing for something to happen. Now, one of the words that I got out of this word desire, you know how you have other words that kind of go with that definition, is yearning. That's the word that I picked out was yearning. And yearning means to feel it, the feeling of intense longing for something. So a person has not just a desire, but they have a yearning. They have an intense longing for something. And I'm hoping tonight that you have a desire and you also have a yearning to change your life for yourself, because that is the key tonight. This is why we're doing this series, because I want you to change. Okay. Now, many of us have a strong desire or a yearning to change, but we haven't made that change happen yet. I wonder why. Well, there's many reasons, right? Many reasons why people want to change. They might want to change for themselves. Hopefully they do. Or they might want to change for their family member. They want to change for their boyfriend or girlfriend, their husband or wife, their children, which is nothing wrong. But when are you going to take some time for yourself? Now, people have made changes, right? Let's be honest. They've made changes. But I want to ask you this question. When you made that change, how long did it last? Did it last for 1 week, 3 weeks, 5 weeks, 2 months, 6 months? And then you stopped because you felt like it was too long? You felt like it wasn't happening quick enough? I have another question. What do you feel that you need to do to make your desire or your yearning last? What was in that desire that you had to change, that wantingness, that yearning to change? What cut it off? Was it what you said and the way that you said it? And what do I mean by that? So let me explain this to you. See, we talk about change all the time. We might say statements as, I want to change. I will change. I'm going to change. But there's no action behind it. There's no movement, if we can be honest. So if there's no movement, even after we put it out and put it out of our mouths, if we don't move on that change, it just becomes words. And we have this desire, but we're not moving on our desire. Yes, we dream or even imagine our lives shifting, changing, maneuvering, But what are we doing for that to be sustainable in our lives? Sometimes it will it will stay at a desire stage, right? But we don't, if we're not acting on it, it'll just stay at a desire. It's a yearning that you have, but you're not moving on that desire. You're not moving on that yearning, right? And you have to be able to move. Any change that anybody brings in their life, they have to be able to make a movement. It's either mentally, physically, emotionally, or even psychologically or relationally. You have to make a move if you're going to make a change, because those words that you say, I want to change, I'm going to change, I will change, I want to change, are just become words. And we don't have time for just words. We got to make some actions. Okay. And sometimes we like to, if I can say this, don't get mad, but I want to help you tonight. A lot of us say that I couldn't change because of mama. I couldn't change because of daddy. I couldn't change because of how I look, or, and I know that people go through certain things because of how they look, right? But could it be, I'm just saying, I don't know at all, but could it be that people, it might not always be people hindering our progress? Sometimes it's just us. I know that was like, boom, already 9 minutes in, and he already hit me like this. You better best to believe it, because I want to see you changed. I want to see you better. I'll say it again. Sometimes it's not always people hindering our own progress. A lot of times it's just us. It's just us hindering our progress. It's just us holding things or holding on to things and not letting it go for that real change, that desire, that yearning that we have to really come forward. So I'm just going to give you a few things and I'm going to get out of your way. I'm going to stay on time tonight. Had a nice little talk with my wife. She told me to stay on my time, so I'm going to do my best. Y'all ready? So I want y'all to do me a favor too. Share this with someone. Share this someone, because this is a teachable moment, and this is encouragement, and this is motivation all wrapped up in one. So if you're ready, give me a thumbs up, everybody, because we're going fast. We're not taking no prisoners here. We're going forward. Okay. The first one is you need a strong movement. Now, we already talked about this before. You need to have a strong movement. You might say, DMP Speaks, what in the world are you talking about, strong movement? Well, our desire is to be different than we used to be, right? So our desire has to be different than before. What we said before, what we did before, that has to be different. Well, the mindset that we had before, it got to be different. It can't be the same. Okay. A lot of us desire to lose weight, just like myself, go back to school, right? Finally start that business or that idea or make a move. That's not our normal. But if we're not applying some movement, if we're not moving our bodies, if we're not changing our minds, right? And taking this change, this desire, this yearning for change personally, it's always just going to be words. You're going to continue to be stagnant. How many of you tonight are stagnant because you haven't moved yet? You need to make a strong move. You got to be able to make this strong move because it's needed. And this is a question I want to throw out. When did your desire change to become words? Some of us are just good with words. We got the gift of gab. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Things are going to change in my life. That sounds great. But what movement are you making? Let that simmer in for a moment. What move are you making? What are you doing to make that change long lasting? When does change become a daily thing that you do? We should all be moving and changing every day. We should not be the same. Even if you're doing something consistently, every day is not the same. So we should be changing. And I know it's tough to be able to change if you've been doing a certain thing a certain way all the time. But when are you going to take stake in your own development? When are you going to take stake in your process of change? When are you going to say, let's turn this desire into something big for myself? When am I going to take this desire and this yearning and I'm going to do something with it? Why can't that be today? You mentally have to choose to move. You have to make this desire a reality for yourself. For yourselves, it is not being selfish. You got to take care of yourself first. You got to be able to build up yourself and make this movement happen. Next thing is removing unhealthy habits. This is a big one. That's why I want to spend a little time on this. I have to spend just a couple minutes on this because this is important. Removing unhealthy habits. Let's be honest, some of us got some habits that are just not working for us. Y'all ain't got to say nothing, but y'all know I'm telling the truth. There are some habits that you have and it's hindering you. There's some unhealthy habits and they're hindering you. There's some unhealthy habits that you do every day and it's hindering you. There's some unhealthy people, some unhealthy situations, some unhealthy gossip, and it's hindering you. Some unhealthy eating habits and it's hindering you. Some unhealthy mental thoughts that you have about yourself or about life or about others. And you indulge in that every single day. And your desire and your yearning is being decreased constantly because of these habits. And what could be a habit? How you talk about yourself, what you say to yourself on a daily basis, what you think can be an unhealthy habit, because if you continuously saying it over and over and over again, it becomes a habit. It only takes 21 to 30 days for things to be a habit. But if you're always saying certain things, if you're always being negative, if you're always being so down and out about life, life is hard, but there are some good things, because one of the good things is you're still alive. Let that sink in. I got to keep moving. So we got to learn how to remove unhealthy habits out of our way. The next one is personal decisions. And we're almost done. Personal decisions. When it's a personal decision, it's an internal decision that you have to make internally. See, we like to work on our outside. That's wonderful. Getting your hair cut, getting your hair done, getting your nails done, looking good, muscles, all that great stuff. The beard tight, about to get mine tight tomorrow. But what about those internal decisions when nobody's around? About how you really feel about yourself. What you say about yourself when nobody's around, when the door is closed and the phone is off and the FaceTime is off. What do you say about yourself? Is that desire, is that yearning still there when nobody's around, when that person has left you? Yes, it should be, but sometimes it's not. But you can start building that right now. You want to know how? By internal decision. You have to make an internal decision that no matter how and what I say and what people say about me, I'm going to overcome that. I'm going to be stronger. It's a decision that comes from within to develop the change that you want inside. Because when we do internal work inside of us, that desire and that yearning to change for the betterment of ourselves and people around us, it starts to become long lasting. And you might ask yourself, is my personal decision, is it helping me or is it hindering me? The people that I'm around, the things that I do, is it helping me or is it hindering me? The way that I talk about myself, is it helping me or is it hindering me? And this choice has to come from you. No matter how much we yearn for change, change has to come directly from us. Do you hear what I'm saying? Hear me out. no matter how much you want to change, and you have this yearn to change, change can only come from you. That is an internal decision that you have to make for yourself. If you want the change to be long lasting, if you want to be better than you were yesterday, how you were last year or the year before, today is the day that you have to decide, what am I going to do for myself? Am I going to keep having excuses? Am I going to keep feeling sorry for myself? Am I going to keep living in this place of defeat? Or am I going to get up from here? I'm going to feed my desire, feed my yearning with the right people, the right mindset, right? The right decision making. It's an internal decision. And whatever you decide and whatever the decisions, it's got to be clear minded. You got clutter going on up here. And it's not going to just be overnight. Got a lot of clutter, but you got to declutter. I'll say that's a key word tonight. You got to declutter whatever is holding you back from allowing that desire to go forth in your life. Whatever is holding you back, you got to declutter so that yearning for whatever that you want to do, whoever you want to be or to become, can have space. It can be free so that you don't have to be who you used to be. You can be different by just making up your mind. You have it inside of you. Some of you don't feel like you do, but you got the strength inside of you. You got the power inside of you. You got to use it. You got to use the power that's within you. Everybody has a measurement of empowerment. Maybe it's been covered by tears. Maybe it's been covered by bad relationships. Maybe it's been covered by you. Maybe it's been covered by your past. But you got to not just forgive them. Why am I going this way? I don't know. It's not just forgiving them, but you got to forgive yourself so that you can move forward. Oh, I don't even got time. I don't even have time. I wish I had more time. I'm telling you, you have to see it in a broader spectrum. If you want something, go after it. If you see something for yourself and you want to change, and if nobody else goes with you, you go by yourself. I'm telling you, go by yourself. I would never tell you, oh, you just don't need, we all need somebody, but there are times that you got to do some things by yourself. And the reason why you got to do some things by yourself, even if you fall, even if that yearning or desire doesn't open that door right then and there, you got to keep digging. And as you continue to dig and you start opening up yourself to new possibilities, new opportunities, and that desire and that yearning starts to open up, you become new with time. But you got to take the time. You got to make the time. You got to start now. You got to start now. I hope you guys enjoyed this tonight. I absolutely enjoyed tonight. Excuse me. I hope that you guys enjoyed it tonight. Listen, I'm hoping that you all will share this with someone, because I really want to help someone be the best version of themselves that they can be. But I need you guys to do me one favor. Y'all ready? And I'm done. I need 5 of you to share this. I need 5 of you to share this. You know what? I'm going to do something that I usually don't do. If I get, trying to think. Yeah, I got it. If I can get 5 of you to share it 5 times, just 5 times, I'll send you a Cash App, and you DM me privately, and I'll send you a Cash App. I ain't gonna tell you how much it is, but I will send you something, because I want to get this out. Because somebody needs to change themselves. That yearning got to be broken open. Because you've been ostracized, you've been hurt, People have hurt you. Situations have hurt you. Physically, naturally, spiritually, all these things are encompassed together. But there is a change. There is a desire that you got to make, but you got to do it for yourself. There's something that you got to do. Everybody else done did what they had to do for you. Now it's time. What do I do for myself? What can I do for myself? This is how you do it. You make change today. You open that desire, that yearning, that long lasting, what we talked about. Remember, desire is a strong feeling of wanting to have something or wishing for something to happen. You got to make that thing happen for yourself. You hear what I'm saying? You got to make that happen. So I'm over my time. Thank you so much for your time. Listen, if you are looking for a coach to help you build, not only just build your self-esteem and your confidence, but to put a yearning back inside of you, a desire to do better than you have ever done in your life, DM me now. I'll send you a personal DM and we will talk and I will see how I can help you because I want to see you become the best version of yourself. Next week, I'm done. Next week, we're going to talk about another change, the process of change. You do not want to miss it. You'll see the flyer come up in the morning. Listen, I'm telling you, I enjoyed the time. Please, please, please share this with someone. I hope that you all had a wonderful and blessed time, but I got to get going. But everybody have a wonderful and blessed night. Peace.